As you know, Anthony, I asked Jaron to put together another episode of koaTV for us for our recent trip out to Pans, which was awesome. It was a great come full circle from 2012 to head back out there. Why don't you talk about the first day when we hit the ground?
Flight was good. This is our first trip back, right, since 2012. I was a blue belt. It was my first tournament as a blue belt, actually. So to be back for the first time in 6 years was a lot of fun. I consider that first trip like the moment. There was a moment before Pans where I was like interested in jiu-jitsu, and then there was a moment after Pans where I was obsessed with it. You know, so it was really fun going back there and taking that whole experience again. We landed in LA. The weather was nice. Stopped by Show Your Roll, which was cool to meet everybody in person for the first time. I went out to our Airbnb, which was super nice. We were out in Irvine, in a secret location.
Yes, we got to keep that secret. For me, being able to visit the guys at Show You Roll after we've been working with them for years, you know, they've been sponsoring and supporting stuff and supporting us in Africa and supporting me personally, and so to actually have an opportunity to spend a little bit of time there and talk to them was awesome. And of course that set it up for us to be able to go back later and train.
Yes, it was great training at Show Your Roll, man. They opened up a little mat time. For me, it was great because I got to train with Dalla. So I like rarely get to train with Dalla. He's full-time in Woodbridge, I'm full-time here. We almost never cross paths unless it's like a team training scenario or a seminar, you know?
Yeah.
So it was great training with him, and a great way to just prep, you know? You get out to California, usually we hit the hotel, wake up, and then go compete. But to have a couple days to just like train, get acclimated was a big change as far as prep goes. Felt really comfortable going out there.
Man, I was so excited about it. You know, my knee had been bothering me for a couple of weeks. But as soon as we started training, as soon as we started at Show Your Roll, my knee, you know, I was pretty sure I was not going to be able to compete at that point. Very disappointing for me. I think I've done 5 Pans, and this is I've never gone out there and not done it. So that part sucked, but it was still a great trip to watch you guys perform. You and Jaron, you know, those were for me, probably aside from Dalla, the stuff I was primarily focused on.
Yeah.
Was your matches. How about yours, Mike?
Man, I went on while Jaron was already working his way through his qualifiers. So I was getting amped up by his performance. He, not to discredit anybody, but he really smoked through his first 2 qualifying rounds. And I'm usually like the quiet guy on the side, but I was like yelling across from the bullpen at Jaron, you know, because he was just pumping everybody up. So I went into my first match super motivated, got the job done like I game planned. Second match went in a little bit open, but still was able to get into my game and make something happen. And so 2 submissions. I had a guillotine in the first round, a triangle arm lock in the second round. But man, right after my second round, I had like an emotional lapse, I guess we'll call it. Right? I just got super emotional.
I called a release.
Yeah,
you know?
This is really like the only thing that I do, for me personally, that makes me feel like the best version of myself. If that makes any sense, right? So, man, after having, you know, honestly, a couple long months, to go out there and know that I was getting into the medal rounds was something I've really been working for the last 6 years. So, but it worked against me because after that emotional dump, I had to go back into the next round where I was not as sharp as I should have been. And, man, messed up from a half guard transition after making a couple other mistakes and just got caught, you know, triangle.
Yeah, what a great lesson learned, though. I mean, for me, for you, I think all around, you know, my instinct when we talked about this, but my instinct was to go, no,
Yeah.
not yet, you got one more.
Yeah.
But I thought, nah, there's time, man. Go ahead and let it out, you know. And but you know, I think both of us learned, like, man, hold it to the end, focus on that, you know, that to the end. Yeah. Jaron, you're in adult bracket, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so he was in adult bracket, like you said, finished first 2, and then in the quarterfinal, I believe. I think it was a quarterfinal.
Quarterfinals, yeah.
In the quarterfinal, he had a match against Angelo from Lloyd's. It's a close match. Angelo did a great job. So it was a great match. And it's all, you know, Leo Dalla descendant jiu-jitsu. It's kind of, you know, I think if you're going to take a loss to some extent, if it's in your family, it's a little easier to take. So Dalla, nice to see him. You know, he's really been putting a lot of work lately and trimming up and you know, attacking the Masters brackets, and so it's kind of cool. He's had a couple where he didn't have a competitor show up where he was, but it pans, you know, it's always full pretty much, regardless of your age bracket, you're going to get matches. And he had some, you know, he had some great matches in weight class, and in the Open he won the bronze in his weight class. So always leading by example in that regard. Always. Dahl is always, he's always been that way. And I appreciate him as my, you know, as my professor. Doesn't even, it's not even a good word, you know, he's my leader really. Man,
What's next for us?
we have some super fights coming up at Toro Cup. So Toro Cup in Durham, North Carolina. Jaron has a match. Isaac July, Dallas black belt, has a match. Saida, who we were just talking about, I believe she has a match on that card. Chloe, I think of her as a team phenom. She's from our one of our other Big Brother schools, the Lab, down in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Chloe also has a Nogi teen super fight on that card. So we're kind of stacked up Big Brothers on that Toro Cup. So
A week before Toro Cup, we got
oh,
DC
that's
Open.
right, DC Open.
7 and 8, Gi and Nogi. We have a whole bunch of people in Big Brothers. Probably the largest number of Big Brother competitors, at least in my time,
I've ever seen in one event.
Yeah, it's
It's the largest number of our team competitors. This is not the way that Big Brothers does business. We compete, but we are, you know, it hasn't always been our primary focus. We have other focuses as a group of schools. So it's kind of cool to see that many of us all stacked up for this thing. So that's probably we got DC Open and those super fights, and so we'll put out something, another KOA TV episode soon. We're gonna try to keep up a little more with happenings at KOA Team, and so you guys can follow. For those of you that like to follow this stuff, so one of those will likely, at least one, will come from those.
You want? Don't break it.
I'm not gonna break it. It's possible.